Before we get into the podcast, make sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at This Strange World Podcast and on Twitter at This Strange Pod.
Welcome to the Strange World Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Leah. And today, Gavin is going to be our host, and he's going to be talking about some worst and best inventions and pitches in Shark Tank. Now, my question is, was the inventions the worst or best thing? And were the pitches the worst and best thing? Like, was it the execution or was it just the stuff, like the product?
No, so in terms of, I'm going to be talking about, I think they're mostly inventions, not necessarily the delivery of pitches. A lot of times these inventors are kind of awkward and have a semi-awkward delivery because they're not actors or not always the spokespeople. But yeah, so I'm talking about Shark Tank today, as it's probably in the title of this podcast. And
in case you didn't know.
In case you don't know what Shark Tank is, which could be a very valid thing. I feel like it's not a huge show as much as it probably was. It was made in 2009, premiered August 9th, 2009 on ABC. It's still on ABC. It's an American business reality television series. It's a franchise, apparently, of an international format, Dragon's Den, which originated in Japan in 2001. I'm reading the Wikipedia page right now. That's where I'm learning it. And basically, it shows entrepreneurs making business presentations to a panel of 5 investors, or, quote, sharks, who decide whether to invest in their company. So, it's got some, like Mark Cuban's on it, and I don't really know what he does besides this, but he's a name. I don't really know any of the other names, if I'm being quite honest. But it's had 11 seasons, 246 episodes. I'm sorry, Chris, what were you going to say?
I was going to say he owns a professional sports team.
Yeah, I have heard about that. This is it's an hour long, 42 minute, so not a full hour, but it's an hour time slot made by Sony. So yeah, it's basically just entrepreneurs pitching their ideas to inventors and how much stake in the company the investors would get. And it ranges in ideas from small household appliances. People have pitched movies. Like there's one example I think I have. To a whole range of things. It's usually smaller things that are meant to be helpful. So let's just jump right into it. So I'm just looking off of a list and we're going to talk about it. But this is a reputable source. A lot of times I bash the sources or I'm sarcastic, but this is serious. This is Business Insider.
Top notch.
Which I would say Business Insider is probably a good source. It's got some stock information at the top. It feels relevant. How are the stocks right now, Gavin? If anyone's curious, this episode is going to be posted like over a month from now. But if you're worried how stocks were like a month and a half ago, NASDAQ is up 0.33%.
Hey.
So
okay.
Who knows where we'll be at?
2020.
Exactly. So one of these, and this is called the 15 worst Shark Tank pitches of all time. Now, this was written in 2015, so it is lacking for the past 5 years. But nonetheless, it's got some good ones.
When Shark Tank first came out, I thought it was about a bunch of guys jumping into a shark tank. And like,
it does. Yeah, like what's that one show where it was like, Fear Factor. It almost sounded like it was like a Fear Factor type of show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was about investing. It's a good show. I don't watch it as much, but
I some people like it. I personally don't like.
I don't watch it regularly. If I see a clip, I'll watch a clip of it.
Yeah.
Some of these pitches, and as I was looking through it, I was looking through these yesterday, and some of these pitches are really awkward because they'll walk into it and they'll pitch their thing, and like if the sharks are like laughing at them or like making jokes about it, and these people are serious. This can be their life's work, and they are joking about it. So we'll jump right in. This first one, it's the first one on the site. I'm not as impressed. I was just raving about Business Insider, but looking through them, I'm not as impressed anymore. There's some interesting ones on other sites. We'll get into it. But this first one that we'll start off with, it's called Vest Packs with a Z at the end. Vest Pack, no C, P-A-K-Z, no C. This is from season 6. And these two guys walked in seeking $50,000 for 10% in their children's backpack alternative company, Vestpack. And basically, to sum it up, it's a backpack, but it's a vest. So there's like pockets all around it, and there's a bigger pocket on the back, but there's like a pocket, like 2 different breast pockets.
God.
It like zips up. It's like it almost looks like a hunting vest that just has more room for stuff. And they brought in like 2 little children to like model it, and it's very awkward. So one of the big reasons why it didn't do so well is because they had this whole story about how one of the guy's daughter invented the product when she was 12, and she had a licensing deal, and it was in stores, and they were trying to expand the business and stuff. But the catch was that whole story had happened in 2003, and that the daughter wasn't 12, she was now 27. And so the investors laughed. They're like, this is like, you're trying to bring something old like back in. So what do you guys think about that? If you had a backpack as a vest backpack, it's really made for kids. But so
how much is the price that they were gonna sell it for? The retail price? Did they say?
Oh, it doesn't say that on this list, but I'm sure I could find it.
Oh.
Let me see if I
Is
can.
it like?
It was in Walmart at some
$10?
point.
Oh, it was in Walmart at some point.
There's an Indiegogo for it that I'm now seeing.
I'm not trying to bash the brand, but if I got a vest packs when I was a kid going to school, I would probably feel extremely embarrassed every time I'd go to school wearing this life jacket into
It really does look like a life jacket, and like it's just a bigger pocket on the back.
See a picture of it?
Yeah, let me.
I just looked up a picture of it. It looks like an army vest / a life jacket.
I'll share my screen with you guys. For those of you at home
It's
who
like,
can't see, it does really look like a life vest.
Oh my god.
You can see from Leah's reaction. Sorry if you can hear my scrolling of my mouse. I don't have a nice smooth scroller. But
It's literally like, what is it like?
You can see the little kids. It's
Oh.
I almost thought it was like a bulletproof vest or something. That like
It honestly looks like that. Like a fluffy bulletproof. Like some of those like like a high-end kind of vest with a shiny coat on top and like a backpack just sewn on it.
I don't know. That's a
no for me.
Yeah.
What do sharks say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They say like it's a
no for me?
No, they say I'm out. And with that, I'm out.
So, I'm out. I'm out.
With all these products, we can judge whether we're in or we're out. So Leah's out. Chris, where do you stand?
was out when I was out when I heard the name.
Vestpack?
Vestpacks.
I would say
I was out at that point.
I don't have $10,000 on me. Is that what they're? Yeah. They're asking for $50,000. But for a 10% stake in the company, I'm out.
If I was a shark, I would ask if that thing is like, what's the flotation rate of that thing? Like, is it approved by?
This next product that we're going to talk about is called Bed Rider. Bed Rider with a Y. There's no I. It's Bed Rider. And so a common theme I've already seen using Y's and Z's where they don't belong. The chief marketer, George Conway, asked the Sharks for $200,000 in exchange for 15% equity in his company.
Yikes.
So bed riders. What do you guys, just off in the name, what would you guess that this is?
A bed rider. I'm thinking it's like, when you're like a kid and you have like a race car for a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think it's like a race car bed?
Yeah, like a race car bed.
All right. Well, it's not. Spoiler alert. It's safety seats for the backs of pickup trucks.
Which is illegal, by the way, because I don't think you can ride in the back of pickup trucks.
Exactly. And so...
I'm sorry, what?
Are you out, Leah?
Wait,
are you already out or are you listening?
I'm out, but let me see a photo of
it. It doesn't have a photo on this, but let me see. There's a website. Let's see bedrider.com.
I'm out.
Oh, actually, that website no longer exists.
So I think from that, you can tell how that went.
Yeah, but here's an example of what happened in the pitch. So one of the Sharks asked him if he had undergone crash testing. And he said, and this is a quote, "Honestly, yes, I have done my own by accident." So it just didn't seem like a safe or a good idea. So are you guys in or are you out?
I'm out. Honestly.
Yeah, I would have to say that I'm out.
I looked up bed rider on Google, and the first result, like autocomplete, it says, "Are bed rider seats legal?" And that was the first question that people asked.
Answer, no. Short answer, no. Long answer, no, because it was not safety proven or tested or something like that.
Yeah, I'm out. Let's move right along. This next one is slightly different. I don't think it's as much of a product. It's called Tycoon Real Estate. And the CEO, Aaron McDaniel, the Sharks did not like his idea and they did not like him. He pitched his real estate crowdfunding service as a way for average people to invest in real estate. But he failed to convince the Sharks that it was a safe model and that he was someone to be trusted with money. Mark Cuban said the idea was scammy. Barbara Corcoran, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm so sorry, Barbara. Barbara thought it was spooky, and O'Leary was interested in making a deal, asked if the guy had a criminal record. And yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say any response in it. Asked if
Cricket.
Did he have a criminal record?
I don't know. It doesn't say. So he seems like kind of a scammy guy, but why do you need average people to be investing in real estate? I feel like the people who invest in real estate know what they're doing. It's not some average Joe Schmo. But so this one goes back to, Leah, what you were saying in the beginning about, is it about the pitch or the product? This one also seemed to be about the pitch because they did not like him. Any other thoughts on this? Are you guys in or out?
I don't know much about real estate or investing. And I think if you combine the two, then I really don't know what's going on. So I have no idea. Like, I'm just going to take their word for it. Like, if they didn't like it, then I probably wouldn't like it either, considering that they do investing for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm out. I think he sounds kind of sketchy. And I think that, like, people in real estate, they know what they want. They know what they like. And you got to be, like, head on and, like, know exactly what you're trying to pitch. And
yeah, this next one that we're going to talk about is an interesting idea, and similar stuff, similar places like this exist. But I think the big problem with this is that this was rejected because she was trying to fund her business as opposed to having a proven business model that works and then asking for more money. So this is Andriana Matano asked the Sharks for $100,000 for 15% of her company, Gatto Cafe, where patrons would pay an admission fee and hang out with rescue cats while sipping a latte. And if you like a particular cat, you can adopt it.
I've heard of that.
I know. There's a lot of cat cafes, and it mentions that. It says there's a lot of successful cat cafes. And they said that why haven't you just taken out a loan so you can create one of them that works, and then you can come and ask for investments to expand it. And she couldn't defend herself. So I guess Shark suggested that she take out a loan and try opening one of her own. It's not a new idea for cat cafes. I'm pretty sure there's one in Ithaca, New York, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I think on a previous episode, I think in the first episode, the animal laws, we talked about how none of us really love cats. So I don't love this idea, but
allergic. So
well, I'm highly allergic.
Oh,
to
I
cats.
did not know that.
So I found that out
the hard way.
Recently,
last year. Yeah, I went in. Leah was trying to adopt a cat. I went in I pet a lot of cats, and then I was sneezing and sniffling the rest of the day. My eyes were watering.
Yeah,
I'm allergic to cats, so I'm out.
Quite a way to find out.
I don't like cats. They scare me, and I'm not biased against their color or anything, because black cats, they're cute, but cats in general, man, their claws are hidden, and I don't want to mess with that, so I'm out.
Yeah, I would say it's a good idea, but $100,000 for a 15% stake in a company that we don't even know if she can hold on to it, I'm out.
And
I kind of get why it was that much, just because then you got to get all these cats, and then you got to do litter and stuff. It's I get that, but yeah.
All right. Should have started a dog cafe.
Yeah, honestly, should have started a dog cafe. This next one is called Chimera from season 5, and it seems to be an electric bodyboard company. Is that a not a skateboard, a longboard maybe?
A
bodyboard? I assume that must be. It doesn't have any pictures, but he was asking for $250,000 for 20% of the company. The investors found the invention cool, but the sales pitch went way too long, and they realized that they actually hadn't heard any sort of business plan. And
is it a bodyboard like a boogie board?
Maybe. That would be a good thing to look up right now.
I thought it would be.
Let's do some Googling. Bodyboard.
Let's act like we were prepared for this podcast.
It is. Maybe a bodyboard is like a boogie board for like adults, probably.
I'm kind of thinking of like one of those toboggan kind of things.
But it's electric. I don't know. But so apparently he invested $130,000 of his own money to come up with only a prototype. He had no customers, no patent, and he was trying to explain it. And Cuban said he was full of crap. They said it was the worst pitch they had seen on the show. And shockingly,
they say that a lot, though.
He didn't get the deal. I know, yeah.
Shocking.
So sad because he put a lot of money into it, but
he
and if you make it electric, that's a lot of money to put into the technology.
Yeah.
This next one is called Rolodoc, and it seems to be a social network for doctors and their patients.
Isn't there like an app?
I remember one.
I mean, there might be an app for it at this point, but
yeah.
No, I think I remember this one.
It says Cuban hated the Rolodoc's presentation so much he actually got up, shook the hands of the co-founders just to tell them that they gave the worst Shark Tank pitch ever. They were asking for $50,000 for 20% of the company, and Cuban felt the brothers' pitch, so these were two brothers doing it. He said it wasn't a real service, wasn't for a real service, let alone a real business. It was merely a mock-up of an app accompanied by non-stop string of buzzwords.
I thought were they questioning like the privacy of the whole thing too?
They must have been. I don't know if this was for information with patients and stuff, but I don't know if Shark Tank, it could be a good place to bring an app, but I feel like there's so many other places that you could go for investments for an app.
Rolodoc.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you in or out, Chris?
I mean, I don't know much about Rolodoc, but
I mean, it seems like neither did any of the sharks because they didn't give that great of a presentation.
Yeah.
I would have to say that I'm out. I don't.
Yeah.
Why do doctors need a social network? We already have Facebook, and I don't like Facebook.
Oh, they were trying to make it like a Facebook, but doctors and patients, which is a terrible idea because why would you ever
Because why do you need that? I don't need to talk to like my dentist, my pediatrician.
But like if it's an emergency, I get why that would kind of exist.
I don't know if it's for emergencies. I wonder if it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, because like throughout this pandemic, there were a lot of like, at least on like Hulu and stuff, there was a lot of commercials about like doctors' apps and just like being on a video call with a doctor if someone is sick or you get a cut or something. So maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this next one is also a slightly different type of product. It is a hypothetical movie. It was James LaVitola and Brian Pitt. So not Brad Pitt, but Brian Pitt said that they were looking for $5 million for 34% of the profits for their movie idea. Cuban immediately was like, I'm out. And they had a mock trailer for this motorcycle thriller, but they had no script and they had no actors. And O'Leary said it was a horrifically bad idea. I forbid you to proceed.
So they didn't have any script.
So they had no script.
They didn't have actors. They didn't have any
No one attached
plan.
to the project. They had nothing. They had a mock-up trailer is what they had.
Like that didn't have.
Oh
my gosh.
The movie, I think, was going to be called Track
I see why
Days.
you would go to like the Sharks first, maybe because you want to see what they think. If you were to pitch it to Paramount or like MGM or
like
something
any
like that.
other way to pitch a movie.
Exactly.
But like, if Steve's Gordon class has taught me anything, it's that if you don't even have a script, you have no actors, you have no plan, you're going to get laughed out of anybody who, like Paramount, whatever. You're going to walk in and they're going to be like, no, you're not even going to walk in the room with us.
Exactly. I took that class too. That was a good class.
I mean, we all know someone who actually pitched something to Netflix, and didn't she get it approved? Christy?
Chrissy?
Right?
Oh, I love Chrissy. She does. She does have a series with Netflix, I think.
I don't think we can say exactly what it is because
I think it's in development right now. But
yeah, exactly. But I think she got approved for it. I'm not sure though. I don't want to like.
Yeah, we can move on. But shout out to Chrissy. Love her. She's great.
Hey, Chrissy.
All right. So this next company, I'm going to tell you the name of it. This is another one where I want to hear what you guys think from this name.
Okay.
And tell me what you think it is. This company, this woman wanted $150,000 for 30%. Oh, no, him. It's a guy. For his company, Cougar Energy.
It's like an energy drink.
Is it like a drink?
Sexualized.
It is a energy drink shot bottle specifically tailored to single middle-aged women wanting to date young men, like himself, is what it says.
That's disgusting.
It sounds tacky.
What?
That's
It also had only
tacky,
had
sleazy,
60,000.
low.
It had 60,000 in sales over 3 years, and so it just sounds very
my
gimmicky. Yeah.
Why would you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, I would
I
say
might
with that, they look like
live
little 5-hour energy bottles. Is what they look like.
Cougar Energy for middle-aged women to date younger people.
That's
Oh my God.
disgusting.
Sorry about the slamming. I don't know if you can hear the slamming. That's my phone literally falling onto my keyboard every time that slams.
Oh my goodness. Yes, because
Isn't
Chris is
that
filming on a phone while we have microphones.
Because I'm trying to save up for a microphone at this point in the
Want a break
podcast.
from the ads?
I don't know why you need an energy drink. Like,
Exactly.
Is it
energized
like what's that thing that old men take who can't get it up? You know?
Viagra.
Yeah. What if it's like Viagra for women?
But it's an energy drink. Viagra's a pill, like a medicine.
Oh, just like a legal way to get Viagra, quote unquote, into your system, I guess.
Why do you need an energy drink? Like, what are you energizing? Your ability to go outside and find someone younger? Like, what?
Question. You're right. It's like for women wanting to date. Yeah, we can move on. All right. This next product, there's a lot of big numbers involved, so I might have to reread it a few times. Mark Sullivan has been the only entrepreneur to promise the Sharks a share of $96 billion in profit.
Whoa.
Already, right out of the gate, he was promising them $96 billion in profit, which is a lot of money. He presented the investors with a series of amateur hand-drawn illustrations for the Sullivan generator and asked for $1 million with 10% equity. These massive generators would be scattered across the world and would be pulling huge amounts of ocean water to create contained hurricanes for electricity production. And gold is a byproduct that can be collected and turned into currency, he added.
I liked how everything was going until you said the hurricane part.
Contained hurricanes. Yeah, at first you're like, okay, generators, sure.
I'm gonna harness.
How do they generate things? Oh, it's like a eco thing. Contained hurricanes for electricity production. And I like the little added gold is a byproduct that can be collected and turned into currency.
Yeah, a little side.
Where does the gold come from? I have no idea.
Well, there's gold. Like, I think I read somewhere that there's like, I don't know how many tons of gold every year get like washed away into the ocean. So it's like there's gold floating around everywhere in the ocean.
Oh, that like with the hurricanes, it might all be tossed together.
Oh, true.
And then you harness the power of God.
I would say the concept, I'm into the concept. Even the contained hurricanes doesn't throw me off. It's that he was asking for $1 million and guaranteeing $96 billion in profits. That's where I'm out. That's pretty absurd.
Did they ask if it's even possible to contain a hurricane and use its power for energy?
He had some drawings. He had some schematics.
Well, I can draw a spaceship, and that doesn't mean that I can make.
It doesn't mean you're working for Space Force.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. He had no prototype, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
My neighbors drew a TIE fighter on the street a couple weeks ago. Does that mean that they can build one? I'm out.
You're out? Yeah.
Tap out.
I'm out too. This next pitch, Scott Jordan went to the tank looking for not 50. I keep missing some zeros. $500,000 for 15% equity in his company called Scott eVest. And these are vests that are digital. Not digital vests. They are technology-enabled clothing is the best way to put it.
like smart vests?
Yes.
Like an Apple Watch or like Google Glasses.
They are meant to connect
like...
with all of your gadgets. And he was initially impressed, the investors, with $5 million in sales, and O'Leary offered $1 million for 30%. But he made a call to one of his advisors, which one of this guy who made it, his advisors, is Steve Wozniak, who is the original Apple computer inventor.
Wow.
And he said, don't do it. The sharks are lowballing you. And apparently, Scott Jordan proceeded to point and yell at the investors, basically telling them why they're worthless. Not the best way to build professional relationships, is what it says.
Wow.
Ooh,
And
even on TV, like...
I have not heard about the Scotty vest, but I hope they're doing well for themselves. Basically, if you go onto their website, it's another vest. We started with a vest. We got this vest. Love it. Love the vest. It's a vest that has just a lot of pockets to hold all of your stuff. I think there might be a charger in it, but it has just a lot of pockets to hold your phone. It can hold a water bottle. You got sunglasses. You got keys, camera, iPad, pocket.
It's like literally the backpack that I bought Chris like 2 years ago. It had like a charger in it. Like you can put your books in it. You can put your phone, your iPod, whatever, and just add it, smack on a charger. Which Chris doesn't use that backpack.
I do use that backpack.
But it was.
I'll have.
It was it was a good buy because it wasn't a vest. It didn't look.
No, these vests look ridiculous.
Yeah, it looked ridiculous. It was a backpack. It looked nice.
Let me list off some of these pockets. Pocket for glasses, bottle holder, extendable keychain, change, phones, pens, tablet, camera,
backpack,
glasses, back in the circle.
Backpack.
This is, again, I don't know why people are trying to fit a backpack on your person. A backpack really isn't that hard to use. And it now looks like they've expanded. They've got the e-vest. They've got the e-vest jacket, which it's got sleeves is the difference.
Oh my God.
So
we got the e-vest. We got the e-vest hoodie. If you thought your hoodies were too light, get this thick vest that has a lot of pockets. And there's
Does it say how much they retail for?
Oh, let's see. And finally, there's the e-vest, the rest, which is like a shirt. So let's see.
So they made everything but a vest.
Wow.
It's like stupid expensive, I bet, right?
What do you want to know about first? The vest, the jacket, the hoodie? What do we want? The vest? We'll start from the beginning.
The OG, yeah.
The OG. There is a travel vest that has RFID. There's a couple of special editions. The most basic one is $100, but the most expensive one is $200.
Why do you need this many?
No.
Let me tell you about the jacket. You can get a penny coat for $250. Or a hoodie. Do you ever think my hoodies are too cheap? Well, these hoodies are $100.
Man, my hoodie can't hold my phones, my pens, my sunglasses.
Do you ever think, hey, my quarter zip is too cheap? Well, you can get it for $100, or just get a dress shirt for $120.
At that point, just get like a gaming system. It'll be cheaper than this stuff.
At that point, get a backpack. You can get a cardigan for $80.
Nah.
Wow.
Interesting little thing. I've started looking up the Scotty vest online, and we're in the midst of the coronavirus where everything is out of stock.
Don't tell me they're out of stock.
In stock.
They're
all in stock.
Oh, don't worry. They're all very much in stock.
They're all very much in stock.
So I guess they must have got off the ground. They got a couple of different things going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. The next company we're going to talk about is Copa di Vino. What do you guys think Copa di Vino is?
Cool.
That sounds very fancy.
Sounds like something I'd buy for the name of it, but probably not because its pitch was so bad.
It's a single-serving wine company.
Single-serving wine.
So I don't know whether it's a single serving of wine, I guess.
Like a cup? Like it's just they're bottling cups and stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. But
does it say where it's from? Like, is it from like Italy or something like that? Like some good wine place, or like Spain or something, or just?
Let's try to go to the site.
So I get if you were like selling it in like smaller amounts, if it was like really expensive, like I get that. But like if it's like cheap wine and you're trying to sell it for a high amount, no.
Yeah, this looks like it's from Oregon. You know how all the best wine is from Oregon.
Oh, I love Oregon wine.
But these glasses. Let me tell you about these glasses. They have a splash cap. Self-explanatory. No more crying over spilled wine. Now I'm on their website. Ergonomic shape. It's got an hourglass shape. Quote, sexy and cool. Not boring like a can. You know how you always want your glasses to be not boring? They're recyclable. They have a freshness seal. The little tearaway seal. That's.
I've always had that problem where I really wish I wasn't drinking wine out of a can because it's so boring.
I know. It almost looks like a sippy cup, if I'm being quite honest. Let's go through. You got your Pinot Grigio, Camembert Sauvignon, you got your Chardonnay, you got your Moscato, you got your Merlot, you got your white Zinfandel, and you got your Riesling. So they got the variety going.
Yeah. Those are all really good wines.
It looks like I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. For people watching at home, I recommend looking it up. When I say it looks like a sippy cup.
Oh my god!
It looks like one of those beer glasses, just in like smaller form.
Almost like a pint, like a tiny pint.
Yeah.
What they could have done, and they had the opportunity to do so, is to make a small, tiny bottle of these things.
Wait, hold on. Wait, okay. So I see that. I know obviously that Chardonnay is white, and I know that. Yeah. Okay.
Are you trying to
Why does the Merlot? Yes,
so
I am.
Dark?
Why does the Merlot look that color? Like
it's way
Merlot
more
does
purpley
not.
than red.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Merlot does not look like that.
I think this one's more of a rosé, which is why it's white. Let's move on. This is you can't really talk about this, but so this is. There's the pitch.
It's like the grape medicine that you'd get, like your typical grape medicine color.
It does
like not that red wine color. That OG red wine color.
Yeah. So apparently this guy, I think he went multiple seasons. He was there in season 2. He left multiple deals on the table because they were too low. And he did the same thing in season 3, but he turned down an offer of $600,000 for 51 equity because 51% of your company to one of these sharks. Like that's, I would say no to that.
Giving the company away.
But his resiliency came back season 3. He was especially frustrating. The Sharks were willing to negotiate, but he was not willing to negotiate.
So why go in the first place?
Well, no, I don't know. But the second time he was on, they were like, all right, we're willing to negotiate. And then he became frustrated. I don't know.
I wouldn't even be willing to negotiate.
Yeah.
Maybe he just liked being on TV.
Maybe. I mean, let me see how much it costs because it's a very valid product.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a horrible idea. I get it.
No, it's like a soda can, but with wine on the inside, which is.
But I feel like if you're gonna do that, you gotta take it from someplace fancy in a way.
It's not a horrible price. Sorry to cut you off, but it is not a horrible price. They got variety packs and they got packs of just single ones. They all look the same price for 12 glasses of any of them. It is, which they almost, I don't know how skinny they are, but it kind of looks more than more than one glass of wine, but I can't quite tell how big it is. But for 12 glasses, it's $36, which I don't know if that's a horrible price because how many glasses is in one glass of wine? Like 4, 5? So that's the equivalent of like 2 $16 wines.
It'd be like $3 each. And like $3 for like a bottle of wine.
For a glass.
That means like on the per glass though is a little bit on a cheaper side, I feel like. Because when I go to like restaurants, they're usually like $7 to $9.
So I mean, it isn't a horrible price. It's the equivalent of getting a 12-pack of beer or something, but it's just wine. So I can understand it. I assume it's fresh. Like I assume it's got some good, like the seal is good, and so it's not like an open bottle of wine. Like it's not a bad idea, honestly. I'm in. You know how we're doing this in and out thing? Are you guys in or you're out? I'm in. Not for a ridiculous bargain, but like I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think if they shaped the bottle,
It's a weird shape.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I feel like people wouldn't buy it because it looks like a sippy cup. Like if they made it into like a can, or if they made it into like a small bottle, like it would be better.
Nah, I think if you're selling wine, it has to look somewhat like
distinctive,
elegant, and nice. It can't be on the cheaply kind of look inside, because that's when wine's not going to be that good.
I mean, it doesn't look super cheap. This one doesn't look cheap.
I know, yeah, but I'd be in if the design was a little different, and I'd raise the price and get better wine instead of getting wine from like Oregon
or like have it from a variety of places. I wonder. I mean, he's probably still pretty small, so he probably is only getting it from one vineyard, but he'll probably expand. But yeah, I mean, I'm in.
So yeah, I like that, but do the changes.
Yeah. All right, this next one that we're going to talk about is personally one of my favorites. You have probably seen this as a meme because I've also seen it as a meme. It is called the Wake and Bacon.
I've never heard of that before.
You've never heard of that? Let me jog your memory. That you probably don't have. So, Maddie Salin entered the tank in 2011, around the height of the bacon craze in the U.S. Because I guess there was a bacon craze in 2011.
I kind of remember that.
He came to the Sharks looking for $40,000 for 20% of his company, Wake and Bacon, which is a wooden alarm clock that broils bacon set to the time you wake up. So you basically wake up to the smell of bacon.
That's literally the Office episode where Michael...
Literally!
Because he wants to wake up to the smell of bacon.
What does he do? He gets out of bed and then he puts the bacon... Yeah, and then he steps on it or something, right?
Yeah, he gets his foot caught in it. So not only did this guy not know the basics, like the cost of production, but it was a fire hazard because you're doing that. Also, you're going to put bacon in it and leave loose meat in a clock overnight?
Overnight? Yeah. No, he didn't.
People thought that the novelty would eventually, by people, I mean the Sharks. The Sharks thought that the novelty would eventually wear thin for many bacon fans whose rooms developed a permanent aroma of grease. That they don't think people would like a permanent smell of grease.
Yeah, your room would smell like bacon.
It's very much seems like a novelty item. I think one of them, I watched the video for this pitch, and I think one of them, I want to say Cuban, that he said that it's like a gift that you give your dad. Like that it's like funny. It's a novelty gift. So, and
I mean, I'd get it if you woke up to the smell of like roses or like the ocean or something like that. I would not wake up to the smell of bacon. And I love bacon, but nah.
Yeah. All right, this next one, we're getting down to the bottom of this list. I think there's two left. And so these are two of the worst ones.
Ooh, okay.
Which I really dig. On this Business Insider, if you want to sponsor us, let us know. Is it a magazine or a news? I don't know, a website?
Like a website, yeah.
A company?
Wait, I think it's also a magazine.
Probably. Well. It says subscribe, so I would assume it's a magazine. Anyway, this next one's from season 1. And this woman, Mary Ellen Simonson, asked the Sharks for $100,000 for a 20% equity in her company, Attached Notes. It's a retractable board that you attach to the side of your laptop monitor to put Post-it notes.
I remember this.
And so one of them said, why isn't this a worse product? Like, explain why it's not horrible. She mentioned that the laptop business was $1 billion industry, but she actually hadn't sold any yet. So that's not good. But it's basically a thing that folds onto the side of your laptop. You fold it in, close the laptop. It was a very awkward pitch. I watched the video for this one too. I would recommend checking it out. Attached Notes. They tore her apart.
Oh my God, it's so pointless.
But it's like Post-its then. Come on, you can stick Post-its on the side of your computer or your desktop, or, oh my gosh, on your computer or on my computer, I have like the notes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It says at the bottom that this was in 2009, and there were already multiple services for creating e-notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at this point, so many notes. So really just a ridiculous idea.
Ugh,
yeah.
So with that, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah, it's pointless. I'm out.
Yeah. All right. Well, what we're actually going to do now is we're going to toss to a different recording. One of our friends from school, Tony, Big Ed Tony.
Tony,
Tony, he's not on the call right now. We're tossing to it. He bought a product that was on Shark Tank, and let's hear what happened. I don't want to give any of it away, but we got the chance to talk to him about it. So let's toss to that. Here it is. Wow, listen to that flawless transition to the segment that we recorded the same time. This is all current and recorded at the same time. Guys, wasn't this totally flawless and candid? Incredible.
Oh, of course.
So
everything was set up and ready.
Mm-hmm.
We got our friend
we
Tony
had it all
here.
planned out.
Oh, this is all planned out. Tony, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good, dude.
How's quarantine? Great, cool.
So we know Tony. We actually met him at school. He was in our production class, and that's how we kind of were able to get him on this podcast. And he is in the same major as us. He's a TBR major, and man, let's do this.
Yeah. So for speaking of the production class, for one of our projects, we had to make a what would you call it? It was like a PSA infomercial. It was an infomercial,
right?
And so you made an infomercial on a product that was from Shark Tank, right?
Yes, I did.
So tell us a little bit about. So then you have bought this product.
I have bought this product, and let me tell you, it's probably the worst $20 I've ever spent in my entire life.
So what is the product? I don't remember the name. What's the name of this product?
Product is called the Simply Fit board, and it's one of those things where you're like, of course, it's an as seen on TV thing. Let me just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
At face value, if you hear as seen on TV, you're gonna be like, oh gosh. But with everything else, I want to give it hope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, I want, everybody wants a six pack. I want a six pack. They're so hard to get, and it's like as dedicated as you want, you still be eating them Tostitos late at night. You still be eating bread, and it's just so hard to give up carbs. I'm like, you know what? Maybe Simply Fit board will push me over the edge and give me that six pack. Let me tell you, H to the E to the double hockey sticks. No, it's so awful. Even my mom even pushed me to get it because she wants, she's into fitness and everything. And I showed her it and she's like, yeah, why don't you get it? So we bought the thing. It came in base. Shout out to Amazon Prime. Got it. Tried it out. I'm like, okay. Minute. It's just a minute. I go on for 15 minutes and I feel I'm just toddling around the room. It was horrible. Oh my gosh. I hate to trash company like this, but I feel when your product is so, it's plastic, first of all.
Well, let's describe what it is and like how you use it, because you were just doing the movements in the video. But so describe for us what it looks like and how you use it.
So I wish I had the product with me, but I think I lost it while I was helping my parents move. So maybe
might be for the best.
Yeah, it might have been for the best. It looks like it's like a curve board. I can't really describe it.
It's almost a skateboard with an indent.
It's like a skim board, right? Isn't it like a curved skim board? I feel like when you're at the beach and you try it in the way.
It's kind of like a snowboard, I would say, but like it's like dipped in. So like you have flat at one end, then you dip down, and you go flat at the other end. That's mainly made for where you put your feet and stuff. Yeah, that's the design of the product.
How do you use the product? So you're kind of balancing on this board. You stand on the board and you twist.
Stand on the board, and then you twist. And like in the instructional videos they come with it, or that like are under like the listing or whatever, they tell you like, yeah, you should hold on to a chair, and like for you when you're first doing it, which I did. I was doing it, I just did not feel anything. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should add little like 5-pound weights, and that helped a little bit, but I think you would have to do that for 24 hours to feel a full
to even
workout.
Feel a thing, right? It's not even worth it at that point.
I wonder if it's meant more for, like, I haven't seen the commercial, but I assume it's meant more for like the Pilates mom or people who don't exercise as often, because you work out, Tony. You work out,
right?
Yeah. That I wonder if it's meant for you've been around the gym.
Yeah. I like to say I like to stay in shape, but need to get back on the grind.
So you'd say it was a flop, like.
Oh yeah, straight up cash grab. Don't buy it. I wouldn't. like Gavin said, if you're a Pilates mom, maybe, but still, it's still a waste of $20.
Yeah, so here's some more about the Simply Fit board. We got 4 color options. We got blue, green, magenta, and orange. What color do you have? Do you have blue or green?
I have blue.
Yeah, blue. Yeah. There's 3,627 reviews, and it has 4 stars on Amazon.
Ooh.
And a lot of the big things that it says about it is fun, easy, effective workout in just minutes. And that's easy, just an E and a Z. So that's professionalism right there. And it says it engages the whole core, helps strengthen and tone abs, legs, and more, and add weights to increase difficulty. But from our firsthand review, it doesn't really sound like it does all of that.
Mm-mm.
And I saw your infomercial, Tony. You looked like you were going for it in that infomercial. So I don't.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. They sell a workout mat. They sell a bunch of DVDs, but the whole thing is that you stand and twist. How do they sell 3 different DVDs?
Or maybe Tony, you were just like too fit that it just like didn't work. Like
I don't think so. I really just don't think it. If you go on Amazon and you like, of course, like it says it's 4-star review or whatever. It's like it's a cool product.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's like it looks easy. It looks fun. I can see myself like the one thing I saw myself doing was like I saw myself buying it and like putting my speaker on and blast some music and like you twist to the music.
Mm-hmm.
It seems fun, and I think that has hypnotized in a sense. And it gives them a little bit of a placebo, maybe. I don't know. My personal experience with it, you'll find a lot of people's experiences with it. You scroll on Amazon, it's not good.
Some interesting things I see, a lot of 1-star reviews about it breaking after 2 to 3 months, that it cracks in half. Because it's plastic. You said it didn't feel like it was like a solid board.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of it says
cheap
it's
plastic.
Yeah, it says that it's cheap. Love the concept, but it's cheaply made. I mean, it does just look like plastic. And I mean, these are from the people who reviewed it. It's like a 150-pound woman, 160 pound, like these are soccer moms who are just trying to get their Pilates in. I don't really know what Pilates is, but this might be it.
It's like intense yoga, I think is the basic way to kind of explain it.
So maybe not Pilates, but who knows? So, and it says supports up to 400 pounds.
That's BS.
No way. Well, maybe for one use.
It wears down.
I feel like when I buy something from Amazon, like even if it has like 5,000 reviews and like most of them are like 5-star, I always look at like the 1 or 2-star because sometimes comments are just made up from like robots and stuff. So I am really careful as to what I buy from Amazon is to read the reviews, just because you never know. You could honestly get something in the mail that you thought you were going to get, but it's like totally something else. And you're just like, what is this? Like, return it. No.
Yeah, I think the most important reviews to look at are the 2-star ones, because people who are just brush it off and they hate it, they'll just give it 1 star. But like the 2-star reviews, those are the people who have like the real criticism. And there's so many knockoff versions of like this concept of balancing on a board. I guess it's doing pretty successful. I do think it is for people who probably don't exercise a huge amount.
That's what I feel it's marketed to. Mm-hmm. I feel it's marketed to people who want to, who feel they'll get a 6-pack in 2 months and looking for a cheap, convenient way, or like fun way, I should say, to get that.
It's definitely marketed towards the average person because it says fitness with fun and that it's strong, anti-slip material, lightweight.
I mean, I would have definitely, if I watched Shark Tank and I saw this, I would have probably bought it because I feel like during the summer, I'm always really compelled to try and get more into shape just so I look decent, because you start wearing shorts and t-shirts and all that fun stuff. But I would have definitely bought the product because my lady butt doesn't like to do much. But
yeah, I mean, now it says it's $45. I don't remember. How much did you say you paid for it?
No, it's not.
$20.
No, it's not. I'm looking this up.
Yeah, it says starting from $45. Oh, because now it's saying, someone said that it's a collectible. Which, what? I don't even get that. And there's another option that's selling it for $50.
Oh, so, I see it. Yes, I see the $50 one.
This is guys,
Or do they just not make them anymore?
They might not make it.
Probably
anymore.
paid.
Well,
definitely would have given them my card and just bought that thing within seconds if I saw the advertisement. And I was like, I want a body, give it to me. I'm lazy. Let's do it. Let's buy it.
It's quick. It's easy.
Yeah, well, I guess the
Quick, it's easy.
consensus is don't buy this. I guess, with that, I'm out. We were doing this thing of in or out, like the Sharks do. So, Tony, are you in or are you out?
I am play Fitboard concept. Sure, canceled.
Yes, with that, I'm out. But thank you so much for being here, Tony.
Yeah, thank
we
you,
hope to get you in on another
nice
episode.
to Tony.
And
No problem.
And now a flawless transition back to the rest of the episode. Enjoy. Wow, wasn't that quite the product? Thanks, Tony, for coming on. I hope no one else has bought that product.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the next product. This is on a different site. This is on screenrant.com. I feel like I see a lot of their videos on YouTube. Screenrant.com. This is 15 of the worst pitches the Sharks have passed on and 10 of the best. So there's a lot of repeats in here. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'm going to talk about some of the ones that I particularly stuck out to me. This first one, I love it. It's called the no phone. I remember seeing memes about this. Basically, it's a wooden block that looks and feels roughly like a phone, and it's supposed to scratch the itch of holding something, but without having the actual distraction of a real smartphone.
Oh, God.
So it's carrying
This was
around.
best
What?
or worst? Was this best or worst?
Oh,
invention?
worse. This is worse. This is one of the worst.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, because I agree.
It's
They're
supposed to
trying
be.
to sell a slab of wood.
I'm sorry,
for
what?
They were trying to sell a slab of wood for how much?
That's a great question. I don't even know. You got to stop
Just
asking
hold
me
a
how much
stick.
stuff costs because then I got to
Hold-
open it up.
Hold a stick, man. Come
Hey, what
on.
the Sharks were asking for?
Oh, I got it. It's $12.
Nah, get a
Nope.
stick. It's free.
A stick.
Yeah, that way you're actually holding something in
Wait,
your
they
hand.
have 3 different versions of it. Now I'm on their site. So the funny thing that they do on their site is they have the price and then it's slashed out as if it's like on sale. And so it says the price is $37,000 and that's slashed out and then it says $12. So that's funny. They have a sense of humor about it. They know that if they call it the least advanced phone ever. Technology free alternative. Thin light, no screen, no battery, no phone. Completely toilet bowl resistant, 0 megabytes for pictures, 0 gigabyte storage, 0% phone. So it's available on Prime. They have a sense of humor about it. Oh, wow. They actually have they got a family plan, which is just 5 of them. They've got the couples cure, which is 2 of them. They got a 50 pack of them. They've got a selfie edition, which is just a mirror. They have the no phone air, which is literally nothing. It's a bag of air for $6.
Oh,
that's like a novel. These are novelty gifts at this point.
They
Like
have a for them.
this is honestly pretty funny.
So I get how this could be like a good thing for like kids, because I know like babies and kids like to take their parents' iPads or phones and kind of,
You can't even do anything with it though.
but they're kind of just like holding it. They can't go on your phone. They can't mistakenly call 911, which I've done, by the way. So I could see how it's a good invention in a way for kids.
It's more so I think for people who would have like a nervous tick if they need to like hold something, but I see it more as a gag gift. But honestly, I think I'm in. I don't know about you guys. I don't hate it. It's kind of funny.
Kind of be in, yeah.
It doesn't say how much they were asking for, but it's funny. Ooh, this next one on this list is good. Did you have another thought, Chris? Because I like this next one.
No, move on. It's fine. It just I don't like the idea.
You don't like the no phone?
No.
All right. Well, you might like this next one. The big premise of this is where do all of your missing socks go? And that's a problem that people joke about, but this company took it very seriously. This company is called Throx, and it takes that issue of missing socks very seriously. That's the entire business model. It sells socks that comes in packs of 3 instead of 2. So when you lose one, you already have a backup ready to go. Unless you're consistently losing socks, it's a third sock, is all that it is.
Ugh.
So basically, order like a 6-pack of the same color, same brand, whatever, and then
you can order 2 of them, and then boom, there's 3 pairs of socks.
So like Shark supposed to be like you have an invention, you have an idea, so you go to pick it up, not sell a third sock for how much? I don't even know how much they were asking the Sharks to pitch in.
Well, I don't think he actually had any sales. And I watched this pitch, and the Sharks were like, do you know how big of a business socks are? And like those athletic companies like Nike and Adidas, they're like, if they want to get rid of you, they'll be like, get rid of this company and you will be gone. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't mess with those companies, man, honestly.
This next one, we don't need to talk about it for a while. It's called Squirrel Boss. It's basically a bird feeder that when you see a squirrel on it, you can press a button on a remote and it will activate a shock that gives a light little shock to that squirrel to get off.
I almost bought it.
Really? You've heard of this? And you've
Yeah, so we have a squirrel problem in our house where like my dad likes to feed the birds outside with a bird feeder, and we were looking into getting that shock one until we realized, wait a minute, it shocks the squirrels, and like that's inhumane and that's terrible.
Yeah, it does not look great.
So we didn't know what it was. We thought it was like, we ended up getting a bird feeder that the weight of the squirrels shuts the bird feeder so they can't get anything.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but like we were gonna get it because that's what we thought it was until we realized, wait, it shocks the squirrels.
Leah, I know you care a lot about animals. Not that Chris and I don't, but I know that you care a lot about animals. What do you think about this?
I don't like it.
We're going to go through a couple more of the worst ones, and then we can touch upon, there's a few good ones at the end of this list. This one, I would say, is definitely one of the worst. It's called, you guys should be able to easily guess what it is. It's called the Skinny Mirror. What do you think it is?
A mirror to make you look all distorted and skinny and make you more self-conscious about yourself and hate yourself?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. It's like a funhouse mirror. It's like curved a little bit so that you look in it and you look a little skinnier.
I mean, the funhouse mirrors, I don't mind, but when it comes to mirrors that distort your body image just to make you look the way you want to look, that's a big no for me.
I mean, it says like it's basically meant to mislead women and set them up for disappointment. That's sad.
Like, honestly, this is where all like the bad like mental disorders come from, is like products like these make women and men just feel horrible about themselves, about their body image. Hell no.
I mean, you're lying to yourself too. Like you go to look in the mirror and you're like, oh, look, I'm skinny. And then you go outside and it's like, well, that was only in the mirror. And then you're getting this, if you, let's say, like, because some people are very like, oh, I like my body and that's, I like that. But other people are like, they feel confident when they feel like they look good. And so you're essentially giving them a false sense of confidence, these people that want to look skinnier. And so they get this mirror to only lie to themselves that they think that they're skinnier, That's
exactly right. It's not good. It's not good. It's from a few years ago. So it would definitely not fly today.
Oh, no.
And like, I just want to, I just want to add really fast, like, about this product. It's just as like a side note to like the listeners and stuff, no matter your race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, religion, or body shape, size, whatever, you are still beautiful. Yes. You should not let any of these products make yourself think any less of you. Preach. Because that is not the case.
Yes.
Like,
we love that. Body positivity here at This Strange World. Yes. Well,
absolutely.
Moving on to another not so great product. It's called Elephant Chat. It's a stuffed elephant in a box. Basically for someone to bring out whenever there's an elephant in a room. And it's basically to bring up to start a conversation. You want to know how much this costs? $60 for a stuffed elephant in a box.
$60 to make a bad joke.
It does also
so
novelty.
When you first said this product, I thought you would bring, like, this was horrible. I thought you would bring out the elephant to kind of tell people there's like an elephant in the room, kind of like a big person in the room, which again, no. So the first thing that I thought is probably not the best thing. And that's what other people, not just me, but other people would probably think if they probably heard a little bit of the description and then a little bit of the title.
Well, I'm thinking like I agree with you, Leah, on that too. But like I'm also saying like, so what? You have to carry this box around wherever you go in case there's.
It's meant like to be in your house like with your partner or something. Almost like a marriage therapy-esque thing.
Let's say I walk into my dorm and Leah's in there with an elephant in a box going.
She's like, we need to talk about the elephant in the room.
I got the elephant.
This is the elephant.
Isn't that a saying though? The elephant in the room.
That's the whole thing.
Because that is why I thought. Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
the
that's
whole
why
thing.
I thought of that.
Talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah.
The big part. It means like there's a topic that's on everyone's mind,
And
but
people
no
are
one wants.
avoiding it. Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of took that a little bit differently, but
This next product is called. Actually, I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to start from the little intro. Despite how progressive we have become as a society, we still can't seem to shake the notion that there are certain products that are, quote, for women and others that are, quote, for men. And some make less sense than others, such as the idea that wanting to burn candles in your house, so it seems nice, is largely feminine. Enter the original man candle, not to be confused with other man candles out there apparently, which make candles more masculine way in their unique sense. Here's a few of the scents. Barbecue, golf course. Those aren't horrible, but there's also one that smells like beer, and I don't know what this word is. I'm going to look it up.
Isn't that completely contradicting therein?
This other one is flatulence. Flatulence? It smells like farts.
flatulence.
It's farts.
Do you know how sexist that is?
He has a candle that smells like. I think you've blown past this fart candle a little too quickly.
Yeah, I think this whole thing is sexist. Like, women can like the smell of like the golf course, like
yeah,
of barbecue. Like, are you serious? Nah, it's 2020, guys. Open your eyes up.
This also wasn't pitched in 2020, but I don't know if the product's as sexist as he is. Because if he's the one who had the concept for, burning a candle in your house is feminine, dude, I love a little bit of pine in the winter, some cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get some candles going.
Like, okay, this is going to be like really weird. I don't inhale this, but I kind of like the smell of gasoline just because, like.
I like
You huff gasoline?
No.
I'm going to.
It's not my strange addiction.
Tweet that you like to huff gasoline.
But like the thing that really bothers me around like Father's Day and Mother's Day is that they're very like sexist kind of things that come out. Like everyone's like, oh, dad will love these tools to help fix your car and stuff. It's like, my dad doesn't do that. My dad is seriously amazing at business, amazing at math. Like, think of something else. Honestly, it pisses me off.
Well, my thing about this product is, didn't you say in the intro that they were talking about how, things are, like, everything is sold to, like, men and women and stuff?
I think I was a little sarcastic. I think it was a little bit of a sarcastic intro to try and see where he was coming from. Because that was the site's intro. It wasn't his intro.
Oh, I thought he was going off, like, well, everything, like, men and women, and I want to make something for everybody. So let's make a men-only candle.
The original, I like how it's the original man candle. Just in case some competitors come out, it's the original.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's going to be any competitor.
This one,
I think.
Yeah, it's.
No.
No.
Thank you. Next.
I'm out.
I'm out. Oh, we forgot to do that, but yes, I'm out.
With that, I'm out.
Yeah.
This next one is called the Euro Club. It's a novelty product. Only a few dozen people will ever buy. But it's a gag gift. Basically, you know how when you're on the golf course, I've never played golf, but you know how when you're on the golf course, sometimes you just really have to go to the bathroom, but you can't go to the bathroom. So he basically made a golf club that you can pee into.
Oh, yeah. I heard all about this thing.
Chris.
And so there's a little flap. It's like you put around your waist to, like, cover your fly. And then it's like you're holding it under the little thing. And you can pee into it while you're queuing up.
Oh, Oh,
and you
no.
screw it back on. I don't know how that would mess with weight distribution.
Oh,
or the
that
weight
would
of it, but
Oh,
I'm going to play golf this coming Father's Day, so I will be
Well,
sure to mention that to my
if
dad.
you need it, the Euro
it
Club.
looks like you're just getting ready to look at your shot, and you're just like, doing the math in your head. The
Someone's like,
trajectory.
go, and you're like, everyone turn away. I can't do this.
Oh my god.
I'm golf shy. Oh my goodness.
What did they say? Were they like, I'm out?
Yeah, I don't think that they liked it. Ironically, this website has the wine that we were talking about earlier, the Copa de whatever. They have that listed as one of the best Shark Tank pitches, which I think that's really
Well,
impressive.
I liked the idea. Like, we were talking about how we liked the idea of having a small wine bottle.
Yeah.
But the pitch was wrong.
You can stop us if you need to cough, Leah. All right.
We're good. We're good.
Edit that out. This is going to be the last bad one that we talk about. And this is really, I think, the most ridiculous one in the show's history. And that's on every site. It has this one down as the most ridiculous one in the show's history. It needs no introduction. I'm just going to jump right into it. Darren Johnson was seeking $1 million for a 15% stake in his company, Ionic Ear. You want to hear his pitch?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your Bluetooth earpiece moves around too much. This was in 2009, by the way, which interferes with calls. So why not have the same technology surgically implanted into your ear canal? At the end of the day,
Cochlear much?
At the end of the day, you insert a Q-tip-like charger into your ear to charge the device. So it's like a metal rod into your ear to charge it.
No.
Oh.
He was humorless and did not prove his qualifications, and this was the Sharks couldn't wrap their head around it. Installing a Bluetooth. You know how you guys are still using Bluetooth earpieces?
Yeah.
Right here, man. Right here.
They asked, this isn't in the thing. I watched the pitch. It was a very good pitch. It was not. I take that back. They asked about how you would upgrade it, which would require another surgery. When they asked about charging, that's when he brought up this Bluetooth, the Q-tip-like charger that you stick in your ear. There was just a lot of plot holes. And
So there are like three things, like three inventions that I could name off the top of my head right now that could basically do the same thing. AirPods. My mom has like a hearing aid kind of thing where it connects to her Bluetooth as well. Although the microphone isn't right by her ear like the AirPods are. Like still just have your phone near you or just dock it on your air vent or whatever and like of your car or something. Or what was the third thing? The third thing is kind of honestly like a cochlear. I feel like cochlear implants have probably upgraded in a way so you can probably connect. So like if you're deaf or hard of hearing, you can test to see if you can get like a cochlear implant. My friend has that, yeah. And it just helps with like ambient noise or sometimes just other noises. But I'm sure those cochlear technology has improved dramatically and you're able to do that, like honestly.
All right. Well, I didn't want to end out everything with all these negative Shark Tank pitches, so I'm just going to rattle through some of the most successful Shark Tank pitches. This is a list from Investopeda. Investopeda.com, talking about the 10 most successful product Shark Tank pitches. The Lola Cup, it's a BPA and some other chemical-free children's drinking cup featuring a flexible straw that allows toddlers to drink easily and effectively. And since then, it has had more than $2 million in sales since the pitch.
Wow.
So
I've heard of that, but wow.
Cup to drink in. Wicked Good Cupcakes, gourmet cupcakes in jars shipped nationwide.
Oh, I've seen that.
$14 million in sales since the episode aired. And
were the people from Boston that probably created that? Because I feel like, doesn't Boston use like Wicked?
They do use Wicked, but
Wicked awesome. Yeah, and this article was written at the beginning of 2020. It was in February, so these must be pretty up-to-date numbers. This one, 1031 Productions, was a live-action horror entertainment company. Think haunted house hayrides on steroids. The company has made $2 million and expected to grow between $2 and $3 million in 2017.
Interesting.
Wow.
This next one, Buggy Beds, an early detection and prevention system for bed bugs. All the sharks loved it. And it is now in over 23 countries with sales of more than 1.2 million. Wow. This next one, Groovebook, a subscription-based service that allows customers to receive a bound book of high-resolution photos taken from their smartphones, has gained 50,000 subscribers shortly after the pitch. And then it was acquired by Shutterfly for $14.5 million.
I feel like they could have gotten more than that.
I mean, that's still a good amount.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The next one, Tipsy Elves, holiday-themed apparel, has had ranked 600,000 a year in sales before appearing on Shark Tank and has currently seen more than $50 million in revenue. That seems like a consistent market, holiday-based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And these last two, this also has an honorable mention on there, Copa di Vino, which is the different types of wine in recycled glass-like containers.
Oh, if only they just did a better pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would have been so much better.
I mean, to be fair, Copa di Vino has had sales of $500,000. I keep doing it with the 50 and the $500,000 before the pitch was the sales. And after the pitch, it has had $12 million in sales. So I don't think they're doing too bad.
Wow.
So we mentioned that earlier, but honestly, I think it was on the wrong list. I think it's a good one. These last two are two well-known ones. I own one of these. I don't use it. A Squatty Potty. Personal care company best known for its toilets dual manufactured for easier bowel movements. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. Have you guys ever used Squatty Potties?
I like the thing you used as a kid.
It's like a stool to keep, you never see a Squatty Potty? It's like, it just puts you in a squatting position. 24 hours after the deal, Squatty Potty saw $1 million in sales. By the end of 2017, the amount grew nearly to $33 million.
Oh, okay. I've seen them. I've seen pictures surrounding them, but yeah, okay.
All right, and this last one, which is probably one of the most successful Shark Tank products, Scrub Daddy, is a reusable super sponge in the shape of a smiling face that can get firm in cold water and soft in warm water. It has also been lab tested to rinse clear of debris and resist odors for up to 2 months. Its ergonomic shape is designed to clean both sides of kitchen utensils at once.
I don't use any other sponge.
You have a Scrub Daddy?
I have multiple Scrub Daddies.
I don't, but I feel like I should.
They're really good. I gave my mom one, and she was like, "This was the best sponge I have ever gotten."
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems weird that someone would be able to reinvent the sponge. You'd think they were pretty good with that.
By the way, Scrub Daddy, sponsor this.
Yeah, Scrub Daddy, if you want to sponsor us.
Scrub Daddy, send us some. We love you.
They have the funds. You want to hear some numbers? Scrub Daddy has moved 10 million units for total sales of more than $50 million since the pitch. Before Shark Tank, the company had $100,000 in sales.
Wow.
So that's all my Shark Tank pitches that I wanted to talk about today. A lot of bad ones, a couple of good ones at the end. Glad we had Tony here to talk to us about his experiences. But yeah, overall, what did you guys think?
Our best invention, what we think is our best and worst.
Our best worst pitches, basically. One of them, I love the no phone, where it's just like a block. Love it. It's ridiculous. I think it's a perfect novelty gift. $12. It's not asking too much for a novelty gift. I think that's great.
I'll take that for your birthday, Gavin. I'll buy one. I will buy one right now, and I'll just
also
send it
the
to you.
Copa di Vino. That doesn't sound too bad. Recycled glass-like containers. I mean, it's a weird appearance, but $12 million in sales. They weren't doing too bad.
I'm really not digging. I'm not digging the candle one, or the very first one we talked about, the one about the vest being your backpack.
Yes, the vest pack. You don't like the vest pack?
Well, so I think that the thinking behind that is they're taking away the backpack because they don't think the backpack looks good or whatever. And the vest looks worse. So
it looks like a life vest.
It looks like
any standouts?
My favorite was Scrub Daddy because OG,
yeah, of
man.
Course, love that.
My least favorite is the sexist MFKN candles.
What about the Cougar Energy?
Oh, that too.
That one.
Anything sexist or racist or whatever, you're out of here. Nah, you're.
Yeah, a couple of big
I'll forget about you in a minute.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, I guess that wraps up this episode of This Strange World. Got to talk about some weird inventions. I'm Gavin.
I'm Leah.
I'm Chris. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. Maybe we'll come up with an outro by then. Maybe that's our outro. Every week we just talk about how we don't have a good outro.
Don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram at This Strange World Podcast. DM us, email us, let us know some cool other things that we can talk about in this podcast. We're really looking forward to what you guys have to suggest.
Yeah, we love to talk about a variety of things. Be sure to follow, subscribe, wherever you're listening to this, wherever you get your podcast. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 We'll just jump right into the sources. I love doing the intro and then I'll pull back. This is the sources part where I talk about where I got all of my sources. So Gavin, where did you get your sources from? Well, thanks, Gavin. I used 3 sites mainly for this. We used the businessinsider.com, worst Shark Tank pitches 2015. I looked at screenrant.com, Shark Tank best and worst pitches. And finally, I looked at Investopedia.com, the 10 most successful products from Shark Tank. Use that site, as well as I did look at a couple of their websites for a couple of the products that were listed. But so that all that information is on those existing websites. Some of them didn't have existing websites. This was a fun episode to do. I like talking about all these. This is the true ending of the show now. Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks
for listening.
See you in the next one.
Peace.